Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Nice. Well, friends, another live stream. How are we doing? I am doing all right. I'm just replenishing the hydration, if you forgive us. Oof, that's good sauce. As good as water can be, if you will. Oh, my giddy aunt. How are you all? I'm doing all right. Feeling a little bit sick. I had a chili con carne for me dinner, so that's to be expected, let's be honest. How are we? Timothy P. Southwick. Eric Lathwaite, a professor review motors big and small, 1971. Put two and two together, my friends. How small does a magnetic engine need to be? Cern anyone? Rather smashing. Isn't it all, my friends? 'Tis more. Review flamethrower versus air gel. There's new firefighter suits available in airships, engines, and energy systems. 'Tis playlists available for to and with everyone regarding everything on my YouTube channel. Okay, my friend, y'all, and everyone out there, my friend. What? You alright there, mate? It's nice to see you, Timothy, anyway. Saab, how are you? Saab Replay, Dushan, P.O. Bengtson, welcome. DJ, Bosvaldo, Stephen, Juro, my usual duck luck. Drawn by Sense, welcome. I'm alright. Western Ood. Higher. You're wearing higher. A good chili con carne can be dangerous. I am not sure how I feel about this chili con carne, to be honest with you. It went down, but whether it'll stay there or not's another question. How are we all doing? How's Tripler? Excuse me. Hello, Antonio Hobson. What did we all wear today? What was our scent of the day? How are we doing? How are we feeling about our scent of the day? Is it a good day? A bad day? An average day? Today, I wore Vile Pour On by Weil. I don't exactly know whether to pronounce it vile or while. If you pronounce it vile, then people are going to think you're saying it's vile. But it's not. Do you watch True Geordie? He's cool. No, I don't. That Timbuktu on your right side is waiting for me. You don't like it so much. I don't like it so much. The weather needs to improve, I think. Did you get my other email on the Metallica, Rich? I got email, yes. Other email, I don't know. Did you buy it? If you bought it, I'll send you the money. Last chili con carne I had was out of a tin. Wasn't a great choice. Yikes. Be eating food out of a tin. Only thing that should come out of a tin is soup. You know what I mean? Enrico Caveri Pour On is your scent of the day, Bosvaldo. I might wear something rare tomorrow. Something like Gucci Envy or Very Valentino. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that this should be in my fucking spring and summer rotation. It's got a big, fat, fuck off fucking leather castoreum thing going on in the base. It's good for cold days. It's got this outrageous lime at the top, though, which makes us think, you know. It's definitely got the whole complement. It's got carnation, castoreum, leather, oak moss, all that jazz. A fabulous fragrance, don't get us wrong. Excuse me. Scent of the evening is Sergio Tacchini, ADT from a mini that was kind freebie from Mr. Sonny Mitra. Yes, Sonny is a good man. I like Sonny on this channel. I'm glad some of you have gone to Sonny and used your money. He always includes like a sample or two, something. Did anybody watch the review I did today of Sartorial? I might wear that tomorrow. I've been enjoying my amber fougères. Mitch, is there a difference between 2005 and 2011 Dior Homme? There is if it's got a different coloured stem. Silver stem is massively different to the black stem, in my opinion. It just is. It's much more intricate, the silver stem. It's much more detailed. It's got a higher... imagine a fragrance with a higher resolution. The black stem is much more broad strokes. You know, it's not as detailed. It's not as intricate. It's not as defined. You will smell it. Don't spray them both at the same time though, because you'll be blown away. Johan POV, welcome. Hi Rich, hope you're doing well. I'm alright, thank you. How are you? Today, enjoying L'air du Desert Maracan. Beautiful. It's an amazing fragrance. Just is. You know what I mean? Brilliant. It's a classic for a reason. That's the thing. Everybody's like, these are like, everybody's talked about these for years. And it's like, well, you know, it's like that. It's that way for a reason. I might wear this tomorrow. I've been enjoying my lavender fougères recently. Oh, it's lovely. Very shaven foam sort of thing. Very shaven. Faving foam? Shaving foam. Hello, Justin. Justin is Justin. I remember when Britney Spears said that about Justin Timberlake. Harsh. Shouldn't say things like that about blokes. It fucking fucks with their head. You tried Fougère Royale? Yes, I used to have a bottle, but I sold it. It's very much what it says on the tin, but I just think I've got a big bottle of Beau de Jour, so I think Beau de Jour is better. I want to wear a sharp black suit every time I smell Royal Oud. And put one on, by God. Sampling Ambra Supreme, still trying to figure out whether it's full bottle worthy for me. This is definitely what Uncut Gem wants to be. Oh, Uncut Gem, shite. Shite. It's literally one of the worst fragrances I've smelled in the entire time I've been collecting fragrances. Woeful. Oh, I could wear this. This is Oriental Velour. I know DJ hates this shit, but it's fucking fabulous, I think. Oh, you bastard. I'll just leave them down for a minute while I pick these listen to my dabblers up. This is Rose de Jamal. This is the Vile Pour Homme sample that Keith sent us. Manly Sense, thank you, Keith. That's what I'm wearing from today. This is Vanille Havane, which is almost the same colour as Oriental Velours, which is, you could easily make that mistake. And here is Ambra Supreme. Fragalanche, that's right. Oh, Ambra Supreme's fantastic. I think I may have found a winner from Dusita. You know, I may have to buy a bottle of this Monterey. It's absolutely tremendous. Greetings all, says Galen. Sent of the day is Cita di Kyoto from Santa Maria Novella. I've been assaulted by co-worker cheapies all week and needed something light. Wish I could stick around, but I've got other obligations, says Galen. Oh, he's got a bruised head. What have they been bashing you over the head with? Fucking tight bastards. Go in there and stunt on those hoes. Alex is currently in Milan at some kind of fragrance convention. Lucky guy. Yeah, excellence. The problem is, I mean, you say he's lucky, but he's got to deal with all the influencers there positing for fucking free bottles. The shameless nature. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. You know, if I went there, I reckon people would like literally part like the Red Sea. Meant you have Poivre Samarkand bottle? I plan to wear it this spring. I do not. I've got 3 from the Hermes Essence. In fact, I've got more. But the other ones are in those little 15ml vials. Justin says, thoughts on Aramis 900, Rich? I like it, but I don't love it. Justin says the Ram hasn't posted a video in a few days. That's right, he hasn't. I was talking to him earlier today. He is on business. He is about business. Stunt on them hoes, says Indecence Alicia. He posted a pic with Chris from Fragmental. Decent bloke. So your Sartoria review, I thought the smell of Old Clean was that Stone Cold Steve Austin looking guy on Smelly's channel. Who's that? Is that Mr. Clean? Mr. Clean's alright. He's been in the chat before. I think Mr. Clean's just a watcher. I know he goes on fuck me. I know he goes on Mr. Smelly's channel. I'll put my teeth in. And he's commented on my stream before, so he's always been alright with me. I haven't got a problem with him at all. Nice man. Hello, Omar. Wad Hadrien. Nice. Poivre Samarkand I liked a lot, but cannot find a bottle for a good price yet. Those Hermes Essence, they've tightened their grip. Hermes have tightened their grip on the old supply chain, I think. You know, sick of their fragrances appearing at discounters, so you can't really blame them for that. Linda Hawthorne, welcome to you. Good heavens. Or good evening. Or just good. How are you, Linda? Oops. I'm pressing buttons, friends. It's never a good idea. Mr. Clean is an artsy guy. Good guy, but can come off a bit aloof, says Bosvaldo. He's never come across aloof to me. I don't really watch Mr. Smelly, like, so I don't follow, so just every time I've seen him or like heard from him, he's been sound as fuck. Scott seems sound, says Nick. Who's Scott? The Ram hasn't, well, I've heard that, sorry. That Fragalanche would never have happened if Isaac Newton didn't discover gravity. I'm pretty sure it still would have. Buenas tardes, John Pondy. Mr. Clean, Rich. I know. Oh. Got my Bleu de Chanel parfum today for €90 on Notino. It cost $245 for 100ml. Crazy, are you joking? Mr. Smelly is the guy who asks random people to do lines in the club bathroom. Says DJ. Doesn't he beg for super chats and likes, says Pradeep. Apparently. So, this is the rest of my Kazemi. Peter is selling his bottle of Kazemi on the Ebs. And I bought 2 fucking massive decants, 2 30ml decants of him. Oh, it's tremendous. It's fucking tremendous. The rose in this is very nice, I must admit. And I've got another one up there, so I'll be going through that as well. I might wear that tomorrow. It's beautiful. Scott is Mr. Clean. It's a funny name, isn't it? Scott Clean. Yeah, I must agree with the criticism against Smelly, says Bosvaldo, about him interrupting guests mid-speech to announce a super chat. Excuse me. Got some intrusive burps. Does Peter spray once for a full wearing? I don't know. That would be a question for Peter, I would have thought. Oof. I'm intrigued by this little number. I wasn't expecting to review sartorial or anything today, to be honest with you, but then, as luck would have it, I was just feeling it, and I know sartorial well, you know. I need to be a little bit less sort of conservative when it comes to oh fudge, right. My approach to reviewing. I mean, some people review stuff the day it fucking comes out. I mean, if they can do that, I've had most of these fragrances for years. I could fucking review most of these. I want to get it right, you know what I mean? There's been a couple of times when I've reviewed a fragrance and then I've like literally sold it like not long afterwards. Oh, you bastards. So I just want to get it right, you know? There we go, there's Vial Pour Homme. Should we spray Vial Pour Homme again? Ah, it's Jura Rose. He does pro deep, but I still like him. At least Mr. Smelly flies the vintage flag still, says Justin. Mr. Smelly sold me my first vintage fragrance. Oh, God. Pacaraban Pour Homme. How many bottles of juice do you own, says Linda Hawthorne? About 380. But then I've got backups as well, which takes it well over 500. Well over 500. Fly, is it a bit too much for my liking, says Bosvaldo. I have a certain style when I go talking about frags, says DJ. Mr. Smelly is cork sure, dig it. He likes to drink pop of cork. DHI has 4.5 on Fragrantica out of 12,500 votes. It's very popular. It's a very like it's a top end fragrance, like, you know what I mean? Bloody hell, you, says Linda. Sorry, Linda. I didn't mean to upset you. Damn, you got over 120 backups. Well over, I reckon, like. Well over. I've got like 15 backups of fucking Balenciaga Pour Homme, man. DJ says, although I wouldn't do YouTube. Why not? Why would you not do YouTube? Fragrantica peeps. Even rate Naxos, Leighton, Bleu Electrique very highly. Yeah, they can fuck off with that shit. They're wrong about that. All shite. If those fragrances had never been invented, it wouldn't make a blind bit of difference. I love Aramis 900, Aramis, Devon, Cabo Char, but I really want to try Azura and the other women's ones and JHL. So I am in possession of a decant of vintage Azura thanks to Greggy Boy, who I could be possibly meeting on Saturday. Can you imagine? That would be a lot of fun. I hope I'm up to it. I hope I'm feeling well. I should be. Thursday is, of course, the night of poison. So we'll just have to see how I feel about that. How I feel about anything on Saturday, to be honest. Oh, excuse me. But I met Jura Rose a couple of weeks ago. I don't hate on Naxos that much. It's not bad for what it is, but it's expensive. Linda says, I only have a small collection, about 50. That's good, though, if you're happy with all of them. Will you be meeting Greggy Boy Meetup? Will you be videoing? I doubt it. My sister has about 300, says Linda. It's a good collection, that. You Brits need to go on strike more, says Proddy. We've got some of the most restrictive striking. One of the most restricting striking practices in the world. I'm 58 now. I'm at 58 now, and I want to get down to 50, says Nick. Favourite Bernard Chant is Azure. I think Ramsey's done a perfumer's portfolio on that, has he not? Possibly. Oof. Lot of Ferment smells like if Chant was asked to make a sheep refougere hybrid. It gives me Chant vibes, kinda. Buzz, bros go crazy for it, would pay a couple of $100. Binge sprayer, is there such a term? Bleu Electrique. Damn it, Duchan, my good man. My god, man. How many bottles do you own? I think I have the smallest collection out of all of you. Here I have 8 bottles spaced out. If you're happy with your 8 bottles, stay happy. What would be worse, being stuck in a room for an hour with Montana Montserrat sprayed over, every min, or PDM sprays every minute? There are no windows. Oh. Death. I'm going to have 50 different minis and backups of the ones I love for variety, says Nick. Osvaldo says I've got a little over 40, maybe 42. Don't fall into our consumer mindset, says Bone to Bone. That's right. We are consumers. Just consulting with a nooge. I have to reduce. Just my mile line is 34. Goodness me, Proddy. Hello, Alan Hansen. How are you? Linda says, have you ever tried any dupes for niche fragrances? No, I'm not interested in clones and dupes. I'm just not. I'd rather save up or not have them. I want the real thing. I want the real experience. If other people want to do it, I'm a lot less harsh than I used to be when it comes to clones and stuff. Every time I'd see a clone video, I'd be like, clones are theft. Which I still believe, to be honest with you. Just fucking make your own fragrances, for God's sake. But I don't fucking... I mean, with the way that perfume prices are going at retail now, they have brought this on themselves. So it's very hard to take some kind of moral fucking standpoint about clones and stuff like that. But I don't have to buy them, and I'm not going to. Hello, Cheryl West Boyd. How are you? My love. What's happening? The lovely Cheryl is here. Have you got any Beau de Cire, Dusan? Anyone? I don't. They're fucking vastly overpriced. Massively. Yeah, it does seem like theft. It's just, they're just copying. They're just ripping things off. That's what it is. And I used to be very much against it, like publicly and vocally against it. Now I'm less so, simply because of the way that the perfume prices have gone. It's scandalous. That's more scandalous than thieving the formulas, or at least as scandalous. Bonkers. I'm good, bro, says Cheryl. Excellent. Scent of the day was Mocha Atar, says Dev. Welcome, Dev. I have Pineapple Vintage Intense, which is an inspiration of Aventus. I really don't like clones, but enjoy this one. A very happy fragrance. I like a happy fragrance. The realest duck alive, you can see it in his eyes, says Stephs. I don't have any, says Cheryl. The famous pineapple. No, I'm going to sneeze. Or am I? Excuse me. Oh, my Parfums Vintage is horrible because they're expensive clones. I don't clones and none I've smelt are even close, says DJ. Alan says, I meant to join this live stream on time but fell asleep, still jet lagged. Sorry, but very happy to be here. I'm very happy to have you. Even if I can't afford niche, I wouldn't buy clones, says Pradeep. Perfume prices are ridiculous, says Linda. Yes. Paying same per mil as a decant of the real thing, says DJ. That's why I bought every bottle on Parfumo, says Spaced Out. Duck bless. Thank you. Yo, Duck, you missed my great shout. My shout, greatest Newcastle player in your mind. Maybe Alan Shearer. Tom Ford is a. You mean ever? Or do you mean no? Dev and Nick, two of your chat on participant message delay blocked words community defaults. There we go. Don't bless you. Tom Ford is a house I love, but the prices are ridiculous and they're going up again this year. They're going up like 20% again this year, you know. All of them. So watch out. I always say now is the best time to buy your perfume because they will go up in future. This has always been the case. It was the case 5 years ago. If you were to go back and look at the prices of the perfumes, like say Tuscan leather, just as an arbitrary fragrance, it was at least 30% cheaper 5 years ago. Look at Creeds, 50% cheaper 5 years ago, and you could get them on discounters for cheaper than that. I bought two 120ml bottles, so the old fucking presentation and the old formula of Creed's Green Irish Tweed. I paid £150 each. Alright, you'll struggle to get one bottle of 100ml for that now. Not sure what the retail is, but it'll be going up again. Don't worry about that. If they clone are discontinued, I'm cool with it. I have a great clone of Czar I want to check out. That's another thing I think that's not a bad call. The pineapple sneeze, says John Bondy. Yes, prices of perfume are crazy, says Omar. Was lucky to get a good bunch last year. I remember 3 girl-on testers for 80 USD. No way I can find that now, yeah. Need to get through that shit, says Dev. How the actual fuck do people think Milestone is anything like Millesime Imperial? The Fragrance Apprentice happens to think it's not just like it, he thinks it's better. And I mean, it's George's favourite fragrance, or one of his favourite fragrances. You know? So he's the expert. I would yield to his greater experience if you want the truth. Beauregard was one of the last great Tom Ford says Spaced Out. I kind of agree with that. I feel all that Tom Ford's best days are long gone. Yeah, I kind of feel that way as well, to be honest. Cheryl says, my scent of the day is terracotta and I haven't smelled it as my skin just soaks up that stuff. That happens. I think that's happening with that Montree for me, and that's the only thing holding us back at the minute. I don't know whether I could smell it all day, and if I'm going to be paying that kind of money for a bottle, you know, I do want a bottle though. I've got to be honest. As it stands, I'm buying one. Haven't been that impressed with a niche fragrance for a long time. Shalnor. Spaced out probably on those wankers saying 98% similar on mental. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I've smelled a few clones and they've never been close for me. I think people are just willing them to be close. You know what I mean? People want them to be close. And they're not. You know? The Dunhill edition is just so weird, says Dev. The obscene greed of Creed, says Nick. It's scandalous. Creed is not worth the money, says Bosvaldo. Nope, they're not. And they're only going to get worse. Gianola was a terrific player. Yes, probably a better player than fucking most people are now, to be honest. That was then, bro. That was then, says Cheryl. Yes. The Ducks, says the Love Beneath. Welcome to you. How are you? Frag Apprentice has a pleb nose, says DJ. My daughter and I smell that Juliet has a gun perfume. Juliet has a gin. And it was actually no smell. Yikes. I'm a fringe frag head. I wish I had a fringe. I've got no fringe at all. I don't even have anything behind where my fringe would be. Prodoramba gone up 3 times the price, says John Pondy. Well, get the Made in Spain version, because the Made in France version isn't worth a fucking penny. His videos are good and well made, says DJ, but taste-wise, no. Milestone has performance juice metallic all throughout all of it. DJ, I like what he does on his channels, but you definitely haven't beat on smelling stuff, says Dev. I think Milestone, I like George, actually. I get on really well with George. I think he's sound. The way I view taste is that there's no accounting for taste. You know? We can sit here and put the world to rights about how the way everything is, but when it comes to taste, you can't legislate at all. You know? And that goes for everything. As a matter of taste, that's why I say this. I would never fall out with someone because they had different tastes to me. You know? Didn't FA say Angel's share changed his life? Has this fragrance ever changed my life? Ambra Sultan's probably the closest one. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you now if I hadn't walked into House of Fraser that day and smelled Ambra Sultan. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Milestone smells really weird to me, says Nick. It has like a rotten hazelnut note. I'll tell you, there's some people that would kill for a rotten hazelnut note. Welcome, Keith. I was shouting you out earlier. I've been wearing Wild Pour Arm from your decant today. Thank you very much. There's a lot of well-priced houses out there making unique offerings at good prices, says DJ. You've just got to find it. Should have DJ on the channel one day so he can advocate for these places and people can take notes and we can share like stores and websites where to find these things and stuff, you know. It's got interesting taste. I talk to JJ a lot. Oh, excuse me. I beg your pardon. Very well, Duck. I'm glad to hear it. Your scent of the day is Rien Intense Incense. Do you know, I actually think the Intense Incense is softer than the original one. Ooh, excuse me. Essential Parfums, DJ says Dave Apprentice has a movie of his own. Get the fuck out of here. That's a very impressive effort, that. I would get a Creed only from very good deals on Facebook, says Omar. I cannot believe someone will pay retail Royal Oud like 600 USD. American perfume prices are disgusting. They always have been. Royal Oud is by far the best Creed ever made, says Spaced Out to me. I got a sample of Byredo Gypsy Water and I was struggling to smell it. It was like water. Well, it does have water in the name, Linda. But you would think it would be a bit stronger than water, though. I love Dunhill Edition. It's so unique, but it really put me off at first, but really grew on me, says Justin. And what happened to Killer Fry's? Got to say that name is corny, as fuck. He's Welshman. Of course it's corny as fuck. Are there any YouTubers out there who actually paid for the bottle of Dura and Happy Land they praise? I wouldn't have thought so. I'm not ruling that off, Justin, but it's hard to believe at the minute, says Derv. Rather try Gay Ness. Linda, I haven't though. Royal Oud was my first niche sample. It blew me away 2 years ago, says Spaced Out. I think I'll go for a bit of an Indian tomorrow. Second time ever trying Indian food. The first was swell. Midnight in Paris changed my life in a way. First made me think of fragrances as art. I never cared for Midnight in Paris at all. Never understood it. I haven't worn Vile Pour Homme in ages. Got lost wearing the new pickups. That happens. Animal, I have never worn that fragrance, but I just spray it on my hands and inhale. I love to smell it. You ever tried it? I want to say I've tried it, but I can't remember it, Cheryl. I know it's very famous, very popular, you know? Like, I recognise the name instantly, but I can't remember it to speak on it, unfortunately. Doug, have you tried Dunhill Edition? It's a love or hate. Pass, maybe. Prices in Canada are shocking. A month's rent, says Pradeep. DJ says, I'm lost on what to sample, getting to the point of wanting to get the stuff I've been meaning to get full bottles of. Hello, Bri. Now I get it, Mitch, poor killer. Hello, Rich, sent of the day, first time wearing a green Irish tweed. What do you think of it, Pat Lester, and welcome to you. DJ that plays Vancouver is real Canada. David, if I visit Baruti again, I have it as one of the first EDPs, Canada Rent DJ. I don't like Oud. Oud is dud for me, says Bosvaldo. I'll tell you, that Monterey water fragrance, that is what Oud Ispahan would have been if they'd made it properly. Whoops, sorry. Like Monterey by Dusita is, from what I've smelled so far, I'm not smelling it. Oh, fuck it, am I going to smell it today? Smelled it yesterday, and I had it on my skin yesterday, so I'll be coming back for a first impressions on skin, and I'll probably just do that on final impressions. That's probably what I'm going to call them, instead of doing like first impressions and then first impressions on skin and then like a review roundup. I'm just going to do first impressions on blotter all the way through a sample set. Then I'll do final impressions after I've tested the ones I want to test on skin. I think that's what I'll do. Excuse me, whilst I hydrate. Woof. I beg your pardon. Speaking of Dunhill, their Agar Wood beats all the incarnations of Interlude, in my honest opinion. Animal is a beautiful cheapie, says Cheryl. It's been around for a long while, has it not? You might be able to get vintages of it. I wonder if a Nouge does them. Dev says Dunhill Edition has this garden soil texture to it. Some people would love that. Oud Ispahan has a proper weapon in the wrong hands, says Space. No, I agree. Dev, they do. You can get samples already, but I knew about the scents for 2 months. Salafa needs to have scents first. Oud Ispahan, no. I got Latafa Opulent Oud only because it was very cheap and I liked the bottle, but no, don't enjoy it much. We've all been there. The new Secret Dusita scent isn't great, says DJ. I want to try Vanilla Antique, but it's so expensive. Scared in case I love it, says Linda. That's a problem that we all have, is it not? Scared in case you love something. And it costs you a fucking fortune. Everything's expensive at the minute, man. Just got to tighten your belt and hold on as it stands. That's the position we're in. Mona is freaking €195 for 75ml. Now, it's just give out. Sorry, mate, I had to go for 10 minutes or so. Yeah, I sent a second email on Tuesday, I think, with a little update. Yes, I got it. Yeah, pictures of the bottle. Yeah, when you're ready, mate, just let us know and I'll send you the money. Just whenever you're ready. All right, fuck it. we'll do a little, since there's 51 people in here, we'll do a special little fucking on-skin Monterey. I don't want to spray out Infinite, Jesus. That shit is a big unit. And shit is the right word, like, it's, yeah. Yeah. So, Monterey on skin. There's nothing there. I'll say this about Dusita, the fucking perfumes are made brilliantly. Like, she's a very good perfumer, if indeed she is the perfumer. 2 sprays of Monterey. It's got that lotion oud thing going on that Oud Isfahan used to have. You know? Oud Isfahan's gone through many changes. Many changes. This is glorious, like. It's a really funky oud thing going on. Slightly mentholated, slightly shitty, slightly woody. If this is a fake oud, then fair play to her. You know? I don't mind it being synthetic, I don't mind it being fake, but if it smells like this, you cannot hate. You can't discredit that. She's fucking very good. How about Ammo Wash Figment Man? Anyone have it? I know that Ramsey will have it. Mona won't get my money because customer service is fucking shit. Depends where you buy them from. Or try it. Nick, yes, it has the same effect on me, no problem. Clearly you want to place the order as soon as possible. I really do, Pradeep. You know us too well. Hold on. In fact, Pradeep, since you're in here all the time, son. I love the clove in DE. What's DE, Nick? I don't even like clove. But I can just never find the right occasion to wear it. I think I'm finally connecting with Amen, says Justin. I think mine is older because it's Thierry Mugler on the bottom instead of just Mugler. Thoughts on it? Amazing fragrance. One of the finest available to humanity. I love it. I absolutely love it. DJ, would you slag me for buying an Atelier cologne fragrance? Am I using it to slag me off? Somebody called the fire department to stand by in case of emergency, says Bosvaldo. The brand doesn't ring a bell. Afternoon, Jonathan. Oh, fuck. I was going to do a... Oh, sorry. Jonathan, I've shat on the idea of us. I was going to have Jonathan on. Totally forgot. We'll do a stream at the weekend or something, or when Ramsey gets back in a week or two. The only 2 by Dusita that I own are Monterey and Oud Infinite. I love the stench. What do you think of Monterey, Alan? Have you tried Genghis Khan, says Nick? I've heard of it, but I haven't tried it, I don't think. I've come close to getting a mini a couple of times. Atelier Cologne is fine, says DJ. Shawarma, says Bosweldo. Even if I didn't like it, I would say get it if you like it. Yes, Dev, it's your money. I'd rather stink of leather than oud. Well, have you ever heard of leather oud? Dunhill edition is D.A. Oka. It's funny, Atelier Cologne went bust in the USA because they had cologne in the name. I don't understand. She struggled to explain her composition's notes properly, Sebastian, which makes me suspicious. Who's that? Good day, everyone. Hello, Paroli. Rush, welcome to you. You are here to not see me. How are you doing? I have Figment. I like it. Very unique, says Jonathan. Atelier Cologne is very popular. You are welcome, Dev. Not Dev, Pradeep. You're always here. You deserve it. Actually, they pulled out of the west. It's dark and earthy, but really refined, says Nick. Now, literally, no worries, Rich. I didn't follow up with it. I got sidetracked. Leather would probably make me throw up, says Bosvaldo. It's a funny one. Like, when you first smell it, you're like, what? People really want to smell like that? Yes, they do. Bone to bone, either the orange one, the clementine one, or the neroli one. People thought Italia colognes were all colognes. Weak when a lot of ADPs and they didn't sell well, says DJ. Oh. Zach, ahoy there. Welcome. I quite liked Orange Sanguine. I thought Orange Sanguine was a triumph. I mean, I would never buy it or wear it. It's just, it smells so much like squeezed orange juice. It smells so much like fresh squeezed orange juice. I was just in awe of how good it was representing that. As a fragrance, I'm not sure I want to smell like that. In fact, I don't want to smell like that. But as an exercise in perfume, brilliant. Amazing. Every once in a while, a random brand will throw up something like that, and you'll just be like, how, what, where, when? You know? Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That means blood orange, says Bosvaldo. It does. Ahoy there, Zach. Welcome to you. Cheryl says, people give the thumbs up a little touch. If you are intrigued by the thumbs up button, if that's your thing, you are most welcome to press the thumbs up. Stephen Tampton says, Leather Oud is piss, piss, piss. I love it, but hard to find occasions to wear it. Well, I find it to be more of a brown leather kind of thing on me. Where is it? Oh, can't find it. I'll tell you what I do need to wear soon, and I haven't worn it for fucking ages. Amber Nuit. Amber Nuit. I haven't worn that for a long time. It's amazing. Yeah, beautifully realistic, but I don't want to smell of it. Sam says, Nick, yeah. And Aramis 900. What of Aramis 900? I need a mini of Fleur d'Oranger. I've been dying to try it, says Trep. I used to have a bottle, but I sold it. Zach says, I'm new to the channel. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. It's amazing how Tower made, I know what this is going to say. It's amazing how Tower made LDDM, then also made stuff like Sundowner and Golistan. He peaked early, I think it's fairly safe to say. I've already given the thumbs up. A good fingering, says Nick. A good thumbing. Is the Beau de Jour in the reformed bottles any good? I saw you had it in the old bottle. Put it like this, I'm glad I've got it in the original formulation. I have a 30ml of Alfetti, and often I'll take a sniff from the atomizer, but rarely wear it. I do that as well. I just like to have things to smell them. You know? Greta Russi smells like piss when I wear it sometimes. It's got that civety kind of pissy leather thing going on as well, yeah. Maybe Golistan is to pander to women, says Pradeep. What is your Dior Privé happening with Eugene? Good question. Alfetti is no normie friendly. They used to send it to Penhaligon's store. Beau de Jour is great in any formulation, says Paroli. I have Amber Nuit and Santal Noir, says Linda. Rush says Leather Oud is like, it's like cuddles, loud, obnoxious, and no one won't want to be around you. He's very much on his own at the minute. Certainly online. He'll be lurking somewhere. Just protect the children. Justin, Dunhill edition, very nice. 900, believe it or not. I don't have it. It's on my list. Doug, have you tried Bandy? I freaking love it. Bandy is great. I was just about to say DJ will set you straight on Bandy. Alan Hansen, why do you not wear it, says Linda. Is it weird that I found the dry down of Beau de Jour too sweet? It's not weird that you find it too sweet. I'm just not sure I agree. I'm going to wear it. I really want to wear it. Like soon. I huff Bandy late at night, DJ. It's my guilty pleasure. Justin says, I thought Amen was just a cheap synthetic gourmand at first, then it grew on me, and that tarry darkness is so unique and growing on me, so rich and amazing. The contrast is absolutely startling, like. It's brilliant. I hated it the first time I smelled it, and then I was just kept going back to it, kept going back to it, kept going back to it. You know? Couldn't help it. Golistan is just bad Pradeep, says DJ. I huff Bandy late at night, DJ. It's my guilty pleasure. Maybe it's the latest versions, but I am a big amber wood. I'm getting big amber wood from Beau de Jour. I don't get big amber wood from my Beau de Jour. My Beau de Jour is up here. Here she blew. No, I get the leather, and it's the exact same leather that's in Music for a While. I tell you, that is absolutely the case. Oh, God, it's beautiful. I don't get amber wood. Maybe the new one's got amber woods in to fill in and make it bigger and cheaper and stuff, but not in that one, I don't. If I did, I'd sell it. Jonathan says, yeah, my first experience with Amen wasn't good. I did come around on it and the line, says Jonathan. Fracor is clearly DJ's favourite, says Dev. Linda, does anyone layer their fragrances? I would hope not, but some people do. Didn't even stutter, says Dev. Fracor is disgusting. Bandy smells like a filthy butcher's bathroom. Goodness. Leather or lavender? Poor pass. Both. Tuscany Per Uomo's got both, has it not? Some fragrance, that. I need to dig that out. I enjoy a quick sniff, but then find that when I've lost interest, it gets proper wearing about once yearly, says Alan. Ponta Bone says, that's exactly what I was talking about when I said I couldn't find it. I said I find it too sweet in the dry down. It's the amber woods. Robes, welcome. Everything is okay. I'm here now. Welcome. Mitch, how's the performance on the Les Indemedables sauce? Is massive. Haven't got one, haven't smelled one that's not good. Even the colognes last for like 6 hours. It's really good. Fracor, who names a fragrance that pretty much sealed its own destiny? Vintage Angel Men is one of the rare vintage that still make me recoil in horror. I have got a little bit of Angel Men. I've actually got 2 bottles of Angel Men after this one. I'm giving this one away. That amount of sauce would last you for fucking months. You only need 1 spray, if that. Oh, it's so rich and dense and thick. Angry. You can hear it seething in the swearing to itself. Pradeep Lavender, don't even need to blink, says Dev. Hey Robs, thanks for showing off that you have Fahrenheit 0 degree. I like leather, but there are a lot of leathers are really bad, says DJ. It's easy to make a bad leather, I think, isn't it? I always like to shoot videos on scents that have none or close to none on the tube, so it's my pleasure to talk about 0 degree. Yes. Celia has made some good ones, to be fair. Monsieur Balmain and Vent Vert are gorgeous. I think Varanus Radari, who has a channel now, he did a video on Vent Vert, or was talking about Vent Vert in a video. He did a video about Montal and Montserrat the other day. I think during the video it became apparent that he hadn't read The Ghost Perfumer. Or if he had, he didn't mention it. Because there's a lot about Pierre Montal in there, about Pierre Montal being a strange man. His real name's not Pierre Montal. He may have changed it to Pierre Montal. But that man has a bit of a past, and a dodgy past as well. I have the Angel Man. It's what turned me around on the fragrance. Barry, Sensualize, how are you? I hope you are well. It has been a while. How are you keeping? Are you going to start making videos again soon? I hope you're all right. I got the OG Monsieur Balmain, says DJ. Many consider Falcon leather grip. Many are wrong. Bloody hell. That's gonna be the next sample set I'm doing. Actually, I've decided I'm gonna do the Matra Premiere. Dave gave us the sample set, and I'm gonna do them. The fucking whew, yikes. Only review I've ever seen on 0 degrees. Much appreciated, Robe, says Jonathan. Yes, that video was great. Derek went through all 3 versions, says Nick. Falcon Leather Lamau, that brand, poor brand, total cash grab, total fucking shithousery, bad brand. Am I wearing Timbuktu tomorrow? Maybe I'm wearing Pavarotti tomorrow. It's been cold here this week. It was fucking bitter cold the other day. Like, it got down to like -3 or 4 in the middle of the night. Like, that's how cold it was. It's in the middle of March. Audrey Jane can't be complaining that it's not spring anymore, because it is, even according to her. But we all know spring begins on the 1st of March, of course. Pradeep says, it seems Matra Premiere is neck to neck with Parfum de Marly and sending free bottles. DJ says, Vont Vert is hyped now. It's over. So are Aqua and Summer cousins to 0 degrees or not? I don't know. Blind bought a vintage Giacomo silencers from Anuj today. Bah, he must be making some fucking money, Anuj. I've got some fucking vintages coming off him. Blind bought a vintage Giacomo. Oh, sorry, I've read that. Just try Tuscan leather, Cuir d'Orange and Cuir de Russe. Your leather journey should be basically end around there. Rush says, I adore Rich's taste in frags and respect his knowledge of the history and the craft. You are too kind, Rush. Thank you. I love vintage silencers. Parfum de toilette. We needed Parfum de toilette again, don't we? Is my 32 the US edition of 0 degrees? No, completely different fragrances, mate. Completely different. I used to have 32, but I never wore it. Beautiful. I thought it was absolutely lovely, but I was never wearing it. It was a signature for me years ago. Big, lovely vanilla. Parfum de toilette was just kind of avoid tax. I know, but it sounds fancy. Does anyone else like powder? I'm sure there are other people out there. Cocaine, says Nick. Can't stand Cuir de Russe. It doesn't even smell leathery to me. Or anyone I made smell, says Bone to Bone. Along with other odd names that came out around that time, like Esprits. Just got scammed for a Gucci envy. Should I commit Harry Carey? You should not. A lifestyle not for sale. Get in touch with whoever the payment person is. I am about in June to receive my 3rd bottle of Gucci Envy. So that's nice. What does Zero Farron smell like? Ask Robes. Robes did a video about it today. Go and watch. Give us a second. I'm just going to take a little tablet. Well, I don't know actually. I can't remember how big these tablets are. Ooh. No, they're just little. And on Dancitron, I imagine Rush might know what they are. How are you, Rush? Like, how's your health? I hope you're well. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Good Lord. I'll put my microphone back where it was. There we go. No bragging, says Spaced Out. Animalic women's florals are the best vintages, says DJ. Oh, there's lots of them. Have you ever smelled Bala Versailles, the vintage? I was going to try and get one, but, well, I mean, I know Anuja's got the parfum, like the pure parfum. I can send you pictures if you want, DJ. But yeah, he's got the, he has got the parfum. It's not cheap, like it's talking like $150 for like 28 mil, but it's, I mean, hold on, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where are these pictures? Is that them? No, that's not them. That's not them at all. There we go. I might have sent you these already, mate. Give us a second. There you go. It's Bala Versailles. Yes, Bala Versailles Parfum de Toilette. 28 mil pure perfume tester, $125 Canadian. If you're interested in that, let us know, because I'm getting a haul from him soon, or at some point in the near future. That scent is on my back burner. Okay. Has anyone here tried Ocean Rain? I love the dry down, says Nick, but the opening's a nightmare and I'm struggling with the mid. Whew. I'd love to try Kyoto-Rusi EDT. Russ says, I am as well as can be is for someone in my condition. That's my go-to answer these days. Yeah, I feel that as well. I do hope you improve. I do hope you feel better. Because I'm not in the rudest of health either. But I'm just glad that whatever's happening to us is happening now. And I live in a country where the healthcare is free. Miracles of modern science, you know. I just think even 50 years ago, 30 years ago, shit would have been so much worse. But it's, we live at the best time. If you're going to be ill, now's the time. Phil Stevens, welcome. Hope everyone's well. Hope you're well. Psychedelic Hawaiian mushrooms, Nick. Is that Ocean Rain? Nick says, Tripler says, psychedelic Hawaiian mushrooms. Well said, my friend. Count your blessings. It could always be worse, and inevitably it will be one day, but not yet. Oh, I'm looking forward to grabbing the Ocean Rain. You find it that challenging, Nick? If you want a watery scent that smells like absolute hell on earth, get yourself that fucking Silence the Sea. Which would you trade 10 Balenciaga pour on, but you could double the size of the trouser snake? Whew. So you lose 10 Balenciaga pour on, but you gain 10 inches. Would actually, make it 5. 5 Balenciaga pour on. I'm negotiating. Jonathan's like been bludgeoned under a rainbow, that Ocean Rain. Dear me. I'm glad I haven't smelled it by the sounds of it. This Montree's fabulous. It really is very, very fantastic. Ooh! Ooh, 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 ooh. I've been buying things. I've bought 2 perfumes in the last couple of days. Yes. Listen. All right. Hold on a second. Let's just have a quick look before I say anything, because I want to get this right. Right. 50 mils, right, of Eau Sauvage Parfum, right? 50 mils is £74, right? Retail. On eBay the other day, I won an auction for 200 mils of Eau Sauvage Parfum, paid 70 quid. Nah, £70 and 69 pence. Shout out to Joey Cannoli. Always, right? I swear to God, this is true. Every time I put a bid on an eBay thing, right? As my own private fucking tribute to Joey Cannoli, I always put 69 pence in the fucking, at the end of the bid. I paid like £70 and 69 pence on something, you know? It always gives us a chuckle. I am extremely immature, but I'm just in the habit of doing it now. Plus, if somebody else bid £70 and he just win by 69 pence, you're howling. It's the funniest thing in the world. Anyway, so yes, I've got a 200ml bottle. It's a partial, right? So there's about 180ml left in. But as long as the scent hasn't gone off, I'm fucking flying. I'm absolutely over the moon. Brilliant. I was telling my mate about it today. Even she was impressed. She was like, "You're such a sad case." And I was like, "I know." But this is what happens as you get older. You get really, really chuffed by like little things like that. Just little victories. You know what I mean? And I was extremely grateful for that. Hey, Rich, are you picky about your vintage bottles being splash on versus sprayer? To a point, I would always prefer a sprayer unless it's a fucking propellant spray. But no, I've got there's this, who asked that? Point to Bone. There's a website called Ampulla, right? Which sell various size bottles, right? And the sprayers are better than almost every sprayer in my collection is inferior, apart from the Dior ones, right? To the sprayers that Ampulla use on their fucking generic shitty hairspray bottles. This, oh fuck me. This is fuck off. This is an Ampulla bottle, right? Now this is 100ml, but I've got little 10ml ones as well, which is what I use for decanting. The sprayers on these are immense. There's no other word for it. They're absolutely brilliant, right? And when you are collecting vintages, right, sometimes you can't, oh, fucking Christ, you can't be that fussy. You can't be that fussy, and you shouldn't be that fussy, because it's about the fragrance at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Getting the fragrance is what's most important. So to a point, if I can, I will endeavour to get Fragalanche, that's right. I will always endeavour to get a spray. If not, I'll get the splash. Worst comes to the worst, I'll get the propellant and I'll decant it. But I'm always really, really, really funny about buying propellant sprays, because the fucking gas is in there with the perfume mixing around, you know, making it like it reacts, and it I think it gives it a funky smell. Eugene could travel the world if he sold his collection. The thing is, everybody would have to buy it, and then you've got to price them to sell as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many people on fucking on eBay who are just fucking, they've priced their stuff insanity. There's no way. There's no way you're selling your bottle for that. That's crazy. People trying to think they're getting a moonshot. They're trying to set themselves up for life by selling a bottle of fucking Infusion Dom. You know what I mean? They don't realise you can still go out and buy the fucking fragrance for fucking, like, at discounters and shit like that. It's called Infusion d'Iris. Or is it Infusion Iris Cedar? It's one of the two. I think it's Iris Cedar, isn't it? Same fucking fragrance, man. I just started collecting. All I got is 2 Bortnikoffs. I was a little bit disappointed with how weak my bottles are. Weak? Which Bortnikoffs did you get? Zach, the chat will be able to help you as far as, and I suggest you subscribe to Ramsey as well, if you give us a second. Yes, just put in Ramsey Vintage. Ramsey Vintage into YouTube. I will put a link to his channel. I would highly recommend that you subscribe to him. He will keep you right. Ramsey the Ram. He is my brother from another mother from across the pond. Our tastes overlap massively, but he is very much into his Arige, and he is very much into his Bortnikov and his Ouds and all that kind of thing. So he'll be able to help you as far as that's concerned, much more than I will, but the chat will be able to help you as well. I've only got 2 Bortnikovs. I'm not huge on them. I just think that they're not like Ensar, Bortnikov, and Arige, and these Ouds, they're not my style. Like, the ingredients are fabulous in a lot of cases. Do you know what I mean? DJs, yeah, DJ will be able to help you as far as Ouds are concerned as well. There's a lot of people in the chat. Just talk to people. There's a decent crowd in here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really, like, there are many people in here who will tell you I didn't really put up with bollocks. You'll find people you disagree with, but as long as you disagree properly, it's fine. What have I done? Oh, there it is. Fuck me, I'm just bollocksing about with the fucking chat, sorry. Enough kissing of the chat arse. My Goutal bottle has an amazing spray for the price. I wonder why they don't use something other like it. Apparently they're going back to their vintage bottles. Apparently there was outrage when they changed them. No, Mitch, getting compliments is what's most important. Didn't Fragcom teach you that? I don't learn anything from Fragcom. There are certain people I learn stuff from in Fragcom, but Fragcom... Fragcom itself, no. I must send people this. Sorry, I'm just... It appears Cuddles is set up on Instagram under the name Miami Cologne Blogger. Well, we should all go and find him and tell him to fuck back off under the rock that he was fucking under before. Child snatcher. Allegedly. No, strange. My Bortnikov and others have experienced a nuclear. They're usually pretty loud at the beginning and the mid. Scent of the day is Ebony de Balmain. Great scent. In no way is it worth $600. I would buy Eugene's collection in a heartbeat, says Rush. I wouldn't even hesitate. Hell of a collection, innit? One of the greats. He's got loads of stuff that he doesn't even have out on display as well. Some of those rare Guerlains. There was a stream we did once when he started pulling everything out, and it was like, what? Some of the eBay pricing are ridiculous. I saw the original batch of Aventus priced at 32 grand, says Pat. That is fucking despicable. Some of the eBay pricing... Oh, sorry, I've read that. Unless you like anything apart from Damali or Zerzhov, subscribe to Ramsey. So much niche is great, but overpriced to me, says Nick. Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome, I Smell. How are you? I find you less offensive than Ramsey, says Bosvaldo. What, like smelling? I advise anyone to explore the classics before niche, says Nick. I would as well, to be fair. Rich won't say it, but I will. Rich is a gentleman of integrity, says Rush. You are too kind, Rush. No dehydration today. Possibly. It's coming. It might come. It might. Rich, my race behind minis from 7 years ago. Shite or shine? Less shite. More shine. But never great. I was never a massive fan of it. I never bought it. Even when I was buying up all those massive bottles of it, I stayed away from Oud Ispahan. I just thought Oud Palau did it better. This Monterey smells like Oud Palau, but better. You know? Just better quality. I'm very interested in buying that. I would love to know a bit more about it. Duncan, welcome. How are you? Is Paco Rabanne metal good stuff? A lot of bass notice seem to adore it. I have a friend with a lot of unicorn vintages, says DJ. You got a lot of friends, you. Pradeep, can a Frenchman be knighted? Probably, yeah. If an Irishman can be knighted, so can a Frenchman. Scent of the Day Eau Sauvage Parfum 2017. Well, we were just talking about it. Well, I was just talking about it. Oh. I think this has been discontinued, you know. I think it's been got rid of. Or at least reformulated, because you can't find it at the boutiques now for love nor money. Excuse me whilst me fucking throat tries to eat me chest. Excuse me. I'm not talking about the 70s, 80s stuff people gush over. I'm talking about the real pieces of history, says DJ. Whatever, Ispan is gorgeous. It's not, you know. Yeah, DJ, the biggest collectors aren't even visible. I would agree with that, Tripler. I would agree with that. It's like the fucking Fragcom's like an iceberg. The real stuff's hidden deep under the fucking water. You know, you don't know the true scale of it. There's a lot of people who are just like out there, like women, classy women from like who are getting into their 60s, 70s and that now, who have just got incredible collections of stuff. You know, there'll be some grand old mom out there somewhere who will just have like fucking a bottle of everything, and it'll have been passed down through history. You know, bonkers. Hey, Bosvaldo. Oh shit, what's this? Are you talking Norwegian? Thanks, I'll have to try and track a mini down. I love green fragrances. Don't think so, Bobby. Yes, plenty of minis out there, bro. Just you wait. I'll seduce a fit cougar with a vintage collection. The black label has completely. This is a lifestyle for sale, not for sale. Sugar Mama. Nick, while we're at it, Paco's Calandra is worth a go as well. Yeah, it's fantastic, Calandra. I really like it. Rachel got probably the most amazing vintage collection you will see, and do know that that's tremendous as well. Rachel's a classy lady. Rachel got probably the most vintage collection you will see outside of a store. I would say she's probably got a better collection than most stores as well. Alan says, my 58th birthday is in a few weeks. Are you calling me a grand old dame? Says Alan. You are already a grand old dame. It doesn't have to be your birthday. Rob says, I probably has the worst vintage collection you will see. I would say too, a lot of the stuff you've got, especially the creeds, you've got Green Valley, which already puts you in like the top like 1%. Like there are people who would do terrible things to get a hand on like a 2ml decant of that. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm talking about me. I would do unspeakable things for a 2ml decant of that shit. It's absolutely gorgeous. Peter Kokorin, the absolute legend, sent me like what was about 1 mil left, and I had it, and I did a first impressions. It's what all creeds pretend that they smell like, but only Green Valley actually does. Rich, I find that Monterey smells very vintage. Do you? It's got that. You'd do anything, eh? Send me an email and we'll work out some details. That's right. So this Monterey, I do know what you mean about the vintage. It's got that powdery rose sort of carry on, hasn't it? It's got that kind of mature. I was very surprised to hear Peter from Fragrance View said it smelled feminine, but I know what he means. The rose is like a powdery soft kind of thing, but it blends in so well with the oud, and the sandalwood and like this other, the whole composition. It's beautiful. It does that thing that really good perfumes do, where it smells like a coherent whole, but if you zero in on a particular note, you can still smell it. Like taking a piece of the pie out, like you get a whole pie, and then you can take a slice out if you want, and then you can put it back and then pull out another slice and smell that. I'm mixing my metaphors here, I am sorry. I've confused the issue, but you know what I mean. Oh, another green one, thanks. Anuj, John, everyone's saying hello. Hello. Hello, Anuj. Remember, I like being the big spoon. All right. Okay. At least I'll be warm on the back. I wish I could go back in time to stock up on Crete to sell for profit. Yeah, that's kind of the thing everybody could like wishes, isn't it? If you'd said to people 10 years ago, Robes will know this, like fucking Midnight in Paris was going for like $25, man. Midnight in Paris, and now I paid £30 for my 125ml, sold it for 125. You know what I mean? Bonkers. If you just had that sort of foresight. I think I've got a pretty good eye for it now, what I think will become a cult class. I think Gucci Guilty Absolute will do that. I think Gucci Guilty Absolute will be one of those perfumes in 10 years' time where people will be paying hundreds for it when it gets discontinued. It's still out in stores. I don't rightly know that they've discontinued it yet. They might just be selling old stock. Famous YouTuber, well, I've got about 30 nearly full bottles on my to sell list if you're interested, and I'm not looking to make a profit, says Alan. Ooh. Alan is a nice man. Alan doing... that's the thing, you see. I don't think we should be making profit off each other. We should be like, you can allow a bit. You know what I mean? Everybody's looking to make like a few quid, but like tripling, quadrupling, like timesing by a factor of 10 a perfume when you're selling it to other perfume lovers. There's a guy on my eBay called Jeremy. All right. It's not that Jeremy. And he lives quite near us. And he's bought about 4 fragrances off us, right? And the next time he buys one off us, if he does, right, I'm going to send him I'm going to send him a note being like, here's my email address. Just email us, mate. I'll give you them for a better rate. You know what I mean? Like, the last thing we need to be doing scalping each other. That's probably the best way of putting it. It's all right making a few quid. That sound obviously, but Rosewood just made Rush faint with that spoon comment. Hello, boss. Great to see you here. Hello, Yelena Markovich. How are you? It's nice to see you again. Duck, chat. Welcome, Callie's Groom Room. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Yes, Midnight in Paris was, I recall, $100 on Lucky Scent. That discontinued and was the most beautiful bottle for $30. It was a lovely bottle. That's absolutely true. It's one of those things everybody says, and it's like a well-worn trope, but it's absolutely true. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous. Cool name, Rush Durr says. Rush Durr the Third, if you will. Let's get it right. I'd happily scalp Aventus wankers. Well, they deserve it. I've got 2 bottles of Aventus. I don't even fucking like it. I mean, I say I don't like it. It smells pleasant, but that's 120. That's like the last good one. That's the last good one. It's 120 mil. You know? I could sell this for big money. But, I mean, if someone I know came along and they were like, look, I love it, I'd probably give them certainly a much better rate than you'll get on eBay. And it's real. Rich, is that the infamous Hulk batch? I have no idea what that means. Midnight in Paris EDT was on loads of discounters. When it was in production, the EDP was harder to find. Well, the thing is, the point I was making was Robes was around the first time around. Do you know what I mean? Like, he was making videos back in 2010, 2009. You know? All those old hauls that he used to do, sitting in the living room. I remember it well, going abroad, buying what? 10 creeds, 8 creeds at a time. It had to be done. Those creeds now, same bottles, cost 3 times as much. Literally. Spaced out. Where do you live? Do you live in Britain? I'd happily scalp Aventus wankers. If I could buy Van Cleef and Arpels pour on for £40 when I first started collecting. Yeah. I just sold a bottle of that, actually. Did I? Is it still here? No, it's gone. No, it's very gone. I'll tell you something, right? I've had a bottle of Gianfranco Ferrer for Man, right, on eBay for fucking months. Nobody's interested. I'm absolutely shocked. It's the proper one as well, the tea bottle. Nobody wants it. I'm like, well, I'll just fucking leave it until someone does. If that's the type of thing you're interested in, I just never wear it. You'd think I'd love that fragrance, and it is good, but nah. I've got a vintage Millesime Imperial, which I'm going to sell, but I've also got a vintage Pure Havana. Buzz. Cool name, I'm sorry, but that's where I draw the line, says DJ. Wish you have a Dijon Blanche. Is it worth trying? No, not for me. A lot of people will say yes, and it's one of the best designers, but I haven't got any of the Allure. I used to love Allure, the original Allure, when I was like 13, 14. It came out when I was like 11 or 12, and it was like one of those fragrances, but I passed it up for, I went for this instead. Polo Sport. What a fucking fragrance this is. This is the scent of my like high school. Oh God, it's still fabulous. Good and bad memories of being a teenager. I'm a big fan of the band Rush. Rob says, I still can't believe Duck never told me he was actually shooting videos. After all the support on my channel, I needed to stumble upon this channel and get blown away with the amount I missed. I don't like to push. So I don't like to ask people to like or buy coffee or any of that thing. That's just not into it. Like, I'm glad you have found it though. Fucking very glad. I like word of mouth. Which is that the infamous Hulk batch? I've read that, sorry. Osvaldo says, I'm from Bosnia. I thought you were fucking Norwegian. Why the hell did I think you were from Norway? Bizarre. Sorry about that. Get Hermes Elixir de Merveille if you like Midnight in Paris bottle. Better overall. That is a nice bottle, to be fair. Those Merveille bottles are nice. Gallop. I took Dura Rose to the shop and we saw the Gallop bottle and he was enchanted. You know, the stirrup. What's a good men's designer fragrance that goes well with cigarette smoke? Anything from the 80s, I would say Koros, Antaeus, Oscar de la Renta, Paula Wee, Smolto, Pour Homme, anything with oak moss in it, mate. Zaro, Pour Homme. Boz lives in Norway. Rich, if you ever want to send me a sample of that Aventus, I will buy it. Where do you live? Creed is greed. Rhymes perfectly. It does. It's trash. Yet very overhyped. Ventus, yeah, shite. If you ever want to bottle your farts on eBay, they will sell in minutes. Quack that. The fucking, honestly, the tales of them women. The tales of them women who bottle their farts and fucking sell them on eBay and make like hundreds of thousands of pounds. Fucking men. We should be stopped. It's despicable. I'm in Croatia. Don't know if you're allowed to send a sample outside the UK. I'm not spaced out. Sorry, man. Rich being haunted by the... If you've got anybody in the UK, like in a UK address I can send it to, I'll send it. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Rich being haunted by the ghost of Van Cleef and Arpels, poor arm, says Nick. It's lurking. It's somewhere around here. There's many perfumes I've been haunted by. I've only ever brought one bottle in store, and it was a Prada Amber Pour Homme. I think Chanel will be selling their brand within the next 3 years, says Callie's Groom Room. Yeah, Jacob's been talking about that. I wouldn't be surprised if the Wertheimer's sold up. They've been taking all the money out of Chanel. But the quality of Chanel's gone through the floor, like. It's gone through the fucking floor. Isn't there a burning rubber stench regardless of hour now? I don't know. In Paris, 30 minutes begins now, folks, says Phil. I got the Polo in the exact same bottle, says Pont-de-Bon. Is that the first formulation? Sport Rich. It is. I've got a backup as well. Rich Team Polo in high school, that's right. That is right. What a fragrance. Beautiful. I might wear that. When it gets hot, that's a really good hot weather scent. You know? Really good. Good evening, Pulp Ephemeral. How are you? Parodi says, Vintage Azaro Pour Homme has been harder to locate than expected. I got one off Sunny, but he doesn't ship abroad, unfortunately. Yes, cigarettes and masculine fragrances, says Stephs. I missed the perfume Rich compared to Oud Palau. Which was it? It's called Montree. Montree by Ducita. I think Montree sounds like an American talk show host. Daytime with Montree. One of my mates tried to sell a bag of wank on eBay. Oh. I'm not sure what to say about that. I thought they would be everywhere. I guess there's a lot of fans out there. What frag does Rich wear when he's feeling romantic and frisky? Ooh. 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 That's me chair, by the way. It's not me arse. What do I wear when I'm feeling romantic? Probably one of the autumn and winter fragrances. I'll come back to you on that. One of my I've read that. Have you tried Africa Oliphant? I haven't. Excuse me, bloody hell. I was going to try the Nishane sample set, but it was just very hard to get. And then Sultan Vetiver, the opening in the mid is absolutely stunning. And the dry down is so bad. It's so awful. It's absolutely rotten. It's just a dirty, great, fat amber wood. It's very upsetting. Wounded. Should have sued for emotional damage. Nice one, Rich Mitch. That's lovely stuff. I'm sure it is, yes. Vetiver Extreme worth it, says Micah. Welcome. Pass. I think Ramsey's got it. Paroli, do you have the current one? I like it a lot. Vetiver Extreme is fire, says Stephs. I'm desperate to try Vetiver Extreme, says Nick. No minis of it around, apparently. You're trading top notes for base notes for the cuts. Hazaro. For the vintage Vitazaro. Wounded. Alright, I must go and dehydrate. I'm also going to pop downstairs and take a medication. So, I'll be back. Give us a couple of minutes. Might go a couple of minutes longer tonight if that's the case. I'll wait there. Right. Wow. I'm back. Woof. Excuse me, got the hiccups. I like to have a slice of bread. Excuse me. Sorry. I like to have a slice of bread when I take poison. Just so I've got a lining on my stomach. But slices of bread tend to slices of bread tend to give us the hiccups for some reason. I have no idea why. Anyway. Johnson says, I have several from the vintage to the modern, and the intents are all good, but older one has the older materials, obviously, but all versions are good. I assume you're talking about Azzaro Porom. Ooh. I have several from the... Oh, sorry. I dated Amber Wood once in my teens, says Alan. She was a stick in the mud, and I apologise for this horrible joke. Oh, dear. Vintage Azzaro is so much better than the current stuff, says Nick. And Shawnee's Salt and Vetiver was wonderful at the opening. Fortunately, I kept the blotter and found out the dry down stinks. I don't know if it's ambroxan, but it smells like bad breath. It's amber wood. There's an amber wood and a deep, horrible, vile amber wood. It just ruins the scent. They could have used patchouli. They could have used fucking leather. They could have used anything. Ruined a great fragrance. Fernando says, I was thinking of African elephant, but someone I forgot mentioned the synthetic ambergris. T. Oliphant. Now it ruined the name for me. Nick, I'd like to take the vintage for sure. It's like they tried to wash their teeth and there's a sort of minty smell, but something's rotten at the core. Nick, yeah, it's better, but it's still a good frog. Yeah, Nick, I did date a woman until I was 30. I call that phase of my life my hetero days. Some people are just confused. Some, you know what I mean? I'm glad you figured it out in the end. What's going on, says Spaced Out. Don't worry, I'm back. I just had to go and take poison and have a slice of bread, which caused me to have hiccups. And then I went to dehydrate. That was fun with the hiccups. I find a fuzziness with the modern, and after more wear, oddly, it's not terribly off-putting when I want an easy wear. Synthetics to blame for that, I'm sure. I just don't like telling people to only buy vintage when they don't need to, says Tripler. Have you compared the first formulation of Azzaro to the second, says Nick. Not that I can remember. That I haven't actually directly compared them, but I do have the first formulation. Oh, this is still a really good one. I don't know if this is the second formulation. I think this is in early 2000s. It's really nice, though. It's still really good. I'm not pulling out my vintage just yet. I want to wear my Patou Pour Homme at some point as well. There are times to advise against mod, but in Azzaro's case, they aren't terrible reformulations. Eugene, welcome. How are you doing? There he is. Don't feed the ducks bread. Hello, fellow crazy bottle man, says Pradeep. Are you talking to me? Yes, so this Monterey. I started talking about it about an hour ago. I've had it on skin for about an hour, and it is a powdery, rosy thing. It's got that very Arabian, soft, what we call feminine rose thing. Very talc, very soft, round, cloudy. But it's got this deep, rich, kind of woody, oody thing going on, and it's beautifully blended. It's not jarring at all. If there's amber wood in here, then fair play to her. She's used it brilliantly. I would like to learn more about it. I don't know if I should get in touch with the brand. I don't know if I should get in touch with like somebody who owns it. I don't know if anybody's got like a line on the Dusita. Does anybody know anything about Dusita that I don't? Because I will not encourage the use of amber woods. I just won't. Because they're fucking rotten. Is it a little funky like Oud Palau? Yes, it's more than a little funky like Oud Palau. It's a lot funky like Oud Palau. But it's better than Oud Palau. It's higher quality than Oud Palau. You know? Oh, I thought yours was a first formulation, Rich. I have got a first formulation as well, Nick. I've got a first formulation. I just haven't got it out. It's in the cupboard. The cupboard of vintage stench. Is it a little funky like Oud Polo? Better than Crazy Butthole Man, Pradeep. There are plenty of them lurking about. Rush says, sorry. Oh, Rush the 4th. It's not even Rush the 3rd. I do beg your pardon. Sorry, I am back now. I had to ban a scammer trying to join a group I am admin for. Name and shame. Apparently Cuddles has got a fucking an Instagram page that we should all bully him off the platform. So if you're on Instagram, go and tell him what he is. What's his Insta name, Rich? I will tell you in one moment, please. Just a moment and I will tell you. He's took Cuddles out of his name. We know why he's called that now, don't we? So, what is his name on Instagram? There we go. Miss Miami Cologne blogger. All one word. Hello, Lane. Lane Lookafor, how are you? I hope you are well. Eugene, love of my life, good to see you, says Rush, but it could have been me that said it. I refuse to give him my attention, says John, and that's the best way. I agree, like, I'm not being grown up or fucking anything about it, but he's been such a shit. I'm willing to make an exception and debase myself, you know? I'm not better than it. I'm not a moral fucking bastion of greatness. I'm not trying to be anybody's fucking, what do you call it when you look up to people? I'm not trying to be that person. Hero, fucking, what do you call them when somebody looks up to people? Lol, carry on, Rich, no judgment here. Yes, I know, I don't feel, I know, I'm just saying. Renata, welcome to you. Hi, Dusita named Montre after her late father, who was a poet. She said she aimed to reflect all the aspects of his life, the spices, the oud palau that he used for medicine, etc. I can tell you, I've seen a picture of Laotian oud, and it doesn't half look like somebody took a shit in a fucking coal mine. That's what it looks like. It looks like somebody dropped a log down the mine. It's ugly, but what a smell. Not the shit in the mine, the oud. This is fantastic. I just want to confirm that there's no evil in it that's going to rear its ugly head after I've used like half a bottle, you know? Hey Rich, what do you think of Initio as a house? Not very much, but thanks for asking. No, they're shite, fuck them. 12th of Oct, 1492 Rundhulls. What? New perfume. What's that? Cuddles is the wackiest name for a guy. I mean, you'd have to be some kind of offender to do that. A special kind of offender. All vintage Caron seems to last forever. They knew how to make perfume. Yes. Yes. I don't like pouring on. I had a vintage, I had an 80s bottle. Just, too powdery. Too powdery. Not for me. Carry on, no judgment here. Send in the Finch. Cuddle's nickname never creeped me out until now. The person calling everyone else a perv turns out to be the real perv, ironic to say the least. It's always the way. It's always the way. You know? You know, that thing from Shakespeare, methinks he doth protest too much. He always complained too much. That's what he always did. He always, like, people like that always fucking fling shit at other people because attack is the best form of defense. How the fuck have Amazon not dropped him yet? Well, they mustn't be aware of it. Should you make them aware of it? Should Amazon be aware of the fact that he is what he is? I'm not advocating anything in particular, but for him, I wouldn't do this for most people. He's just been so fucking wretched to other people, especially women. Makes perfect sense now. And all the women that he's called fat, it's because he likes fucking women that look like children, that's why. Little 10-year-old boys and stuff like that. Nasty. Nasty. Is the current formulation of Girl on Vetiver any good? Yeah, it's alright, yeah. I know they changed the bottles, but was the juice altered? I mean, it's gone through a lot of changes. It's gone through a lot of changes over the years. I've got a version of Vetiver by Guerlain, which is a completely different scent. It's the one that I call the Baby Bell. It looks like the bottle's covered in this kind of like rubber goo kind of stuff. It's completely different. It bears a passing resemblance. The fact that it's got vetiver in. But it's black. It's like a black tarry perfume. This is not the Disney Channel, Rich. Let it rip. Get it out. Yet again. I could as well, you know. I could just go on. That's like the internal battle that we're fighting it, you know what I mean? Like, you want to do what you know to be the better thing. You want to turn the other cheek. You want to be better than that. And there are a lot of people who have been, you know, and they don't want to say things in public. And I do appreciate that. But I've got this thing inside that just wants to fucking rip his head off and shit down his neck. You ever seen that scene in Stand By Me? Where the kid says that to the old man. It's amazing. I'm gonna rip your head off and shit down your fucking neck. Legend is his original name was Miami Cuckold. Probably. Back in 2020, Stefan Fragrance dubbed him Cuddles and he used it since. Yeah, he obviously didn't come up with it himself because he hasn't got any imagination. Well, I mean, you don't want to know what goes on in his imagination, do we? Do you see I had a much worse shit than she has now, discontinued? The Oud Infinite, yeah, I've got a sample of that as well. That's vile. Eugene, I still owe you a lunch next time you are downtown. Canary and the Duck, mine. I will force myself to watch a 3-hour Mr. Smelly stream this weekend, says Spaced Out. I wouldn't advocate it, but you know, I won't judge, says Nick. Yes. Lick the stream for Eugene, says Sticks. Yes, if you'd like to lick the stream for Eugene, that's entirely a matter for you. Get Green Cap Vetiver in Listerine bottle, it's excellent, says Nick. I had that, but then I managed to acquire about 3 or 4 bottles of the square one with the ribs. Eugene told me the provenance of the bottle and what it meant. But, this one. I like this one. It's got a really sharp top. I really like this one. This is probably my favourite. Is it the best? I don't know. I've got a vintage Listerine bottle as well from the early 90s. Which just I wasn't even anywhere fucking near you. Leave me alone, you horrible bottle. Yes. So I've got a vintage 90s bottle of Vetiver by Guerlain, and it's fantastic, but I actually prefer that one. Just proof that oldest doesn't always mean best. Just, it usually does, but not always. Rim bottle Vetiver was too swampy for me. Nick, tell me about Yet Again. Modern worth a go, vintage necessary. I think the modern one's quite nice, actually. Yeah, I think I need a Vetiver backup. I almost used half a bottle last year. I honestly consider it maybe the best fragrance I have. It's a top fragrance. It really is. Like, it deceptively... People just think it's just Vetiver, but it's not. There's just these little flashes of brilliance, you know, that just pop out at different places at different times, and you're like, ooh. And it's a clinic in how to make one note. It's a clinic in how to make one note shine with all the supporting players, you know. The tobacco in it's magnificent. Such a good idea. Cuddles once commented that my weight loss looked good. I was on my second round of chemo at the time. I looked and felt like shit, and he knew it. That's where he is. He's a parasite. He's a predator. You know, preys on people when he thinks that they're weak, when he thinks that he can make them feel down. You know, he sort of perfected that. Like, people like him are just, that's the way they are. Nasty. I mean, don't get us wrong, we all say things that we'll fucking regret, but the problem is that he would never learn from it, so after a while you start to think he's doing this on purpose. And he was, because he was a piece of shit. And it's crazy how much nicer the old Guerlain's presentations were. Yes. Honestly, says Nick, modern Yet Again is great stuff, Jonathan, and if you love a challenge, try Phileas. I think I've got a bottle of Phileas coming as well, which is like it, but with a predominant... Oh, fucking Indolic Jasmine. Oh, fuck it, I've got a bottle coming anyway. I've got the Silver Cap Vetiver, and it's fantastic, says Jonathan. I'm getting comments on my review of Sartorial all day. Like they've been coming up on the phone as I've been, like, streaming. So it's like I've got to read a comment, and then I'll be like, oh. Heritage has become my fave from this line. It wasn't a line. It wasn't a line. They put them into a line after the fact. They released them all and then bunched them all together. You know? Bizarre. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Don't worry, friends. I'm not going to go on the 2-hour mark tonight. I'm going to go on for a bit. I'm feeling high and mighty. There's a new Habit Rouge flag. Oh my God. Good info, Nick. Cheers. My favourite version, Jonathan. I've got that one too, but it's more intense. Green Cap is smoother and more gentlemanly to me. Rush says, I am a Vetiver addict. It's easy done, isn't it? Easy done. Vetiver's one of those things that it's hard to go wrong. Point to Bone says, I'm confused as to who Cuddles is. Best way to be, mate. Trust us. Excuse me, sorry. There's a new Habit Rouge flanker and Lom, probably going to be shit. I would bet money that they're shit. I am interested in the Aqua Allegoria Forte line, though. I'm intrigued to see how they do Herba Fresca Forte. They've done Mandarina Balasic, or Balasic, Forte. They've done Neroli Vetiva Forte. They've done another one, and maybe another one as well. So like 3 or 4 of them. But I want them to do a Herba Fresca, because Herba Fresca is beautiful, but it doesn't last. I'm besotted with sartorial, such an intelligent fougere and marriage between new and old styles of the genre. I wish I'd bloody thought of that sentence when I was doing my review. This is fantastic. It really is. I don't know that during the review today I let on just how much I actually think this is fantastic. Oh, I think Pamplaloon is one of them, point to bone. I really want Herba Fresca and Pamplaloon and Forte, the 2 best by a mile in my opinion. Yeah, I kind of feel that, yeah. I think Pamplaloon has got one, but I have been wrong before. Double check, but I think there is a Pamplaloon one. Hold on a second. We have the internet. It's fucking... I don't know if you heard that, but that really hurt. Girl on Pamplaloon. Pamplaloon Forte. Oh. Aqua Allegoria Forte. What we got? The new creations, the Aqua Allegoria. So there's Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Neroli Vetiva, Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum. Oh, bollocks. I don't know. Go into the shop. Mandarina Balasic Forte. Mandarina Balasic. I'll tell you another one that's really nice, actually. The Bergamot de Calabria. That's a nice one. Oh, bollocks to you if you aren't telling us. Besotted, great word, says Jonathan. Yes, I went with Sartorial as my scent of the day. I love it. Yeah, it's fabulous. Pamplaloon, the Norm version, is strong enough, says DJ. Robes, if Robes was still here, he would tell you how much he loves Pamplaloon. Massive fan. I'm not a big grapefruit lover, though. I'm not a big grapefruit lover. No. Is this Sartorial in shop right now? Still good? Good point. I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. Sartorial feels very compact, tightly woven. Hello, Rachel. That Mandarin thingy from Girl On is Balasic, Mozzarella's friend. I've sampled it a few times over the years and never noticed any difference. There was a new Jardin de Saint-Thierry from Hermes. Shite. Smelled it. Shite. Rachel says, I'm super excited about Sartorial. I think Bertrand de Chauffeur may be my favourite perfumer, says Jonathan. Wayne Martin, welcome to you. I bought Sartorial last year, one of those no box deals that Penhaligons was doing. The bottle wasn't full. Emailed customer service and they sent out a sealed bottle replacement. Result. Absolute result. They do that. They do have sales like that. I got a bottle of Endymion Cologne concentrate for like 60 quid and I sold it for like 80 or something like that. Wasn't impressed. The eau de cologne's beautiful, but the cologne concentrate wasn't very good. Just smelled like ISO Super. Probably smelled it. Can't connect with Pamplaloon. They made Rosa Forte. Manly Scent is back and he's wearing Vermeil Casaque. Do you have, Manly Scents, the Vermeil, is it Vermeil Pour Homme? Because people are telling me to buy that. Idolize. Well done, Linda. That was the word I was looking for. Hello, James. Welcome. Sartorial's pretty good, says Pop Ephemera. There is no Pamplaloon Forte. It was one of them. It's basilic. A spicy green leaf on a pizza or salad. Is it? Good knowledge. Eau de Hadrienne is a truly wonderful grapefruit note. I like eau de sud. Lemon and oak moss. What's not to love? Lemon and oak moss, man. Not lemon. Lemon? Lime. See, that's how lemon tries to get you. Tries to creep into your vocabulary when you're not looking. Lime. Lime and oak moss. Did you test the new Surge? No, I've got nowhere to test it, but I am hoping someone will get some and sell me a bottle. Sell me a sample or a decant. I'll get in touch with their Persil. I wonder if he'll do a sample. I can't bring myself to pull the trigger on Vermeil Pour On because Max 40 loves it. He's ruined it. Un Jardin à Cynthia was a good idea, poorly executed. The Lagoon one is absolutely rotten. The Lagoon one is awful. That said, the Sur le Toit, Monsieur Lee, and Sur le Nil, beautiful. Beautiful. Guerlain has the bullshit harvest line as well. Lemon is in my top 5 notes. Is spaced out. Oh no. Lemon is rough. Piss myself laughing, Keith, yes. Basilic. You are right. I will work on that basilic. Oh, that sounds lovely. Lime and oak moss. Yes. Eau de sud. I need to grab the Vermeil, says Jonathan. Max 40, yikes. Woo. Spooky. I have an original formulation of Pamplemousse and it smells absolutely nothing like the modern. It's so green. The modern version smells way better in my opinion. Oh. Vermeil sounds up my street. I want to put in a good word for As Sawira by Penhaligon's. If you love a soft carnation, Richie G, my real life friend, actually loves that stuff. Piss myself laughing. That's what PMSL stands for. Basilic the stream, says Lily. Well said. If you are of the mind to lick the stream or like the stream, please don't let me stop you. See me. Watched your vid review of Shergi, so helpful. I can only find the newer formulation. I think you're not a fan. Suggesting for a good alternative, Volutes. You should get Volutes anyway, it's fantastic. Volutes would be a good alternative. What do I want to say about the modern Shergi? The modern Shergi is probably more wearable than the vintage Shergi. You might enjoy it more. Try the modern one. If you like it, you buy it and be happy with it and screw what I think. You know? So what I always used to do with reviewers was I would take from them ideas and thoughts about what they liked, and I would try and find out which reviewers' nose is aligned with mine in the sort of like the taste thing, you know. If say Robes and Eugene, all right. So Robes' taste aligns with mine quite well, mostly. Obviously, it's not one for one because it can't be. You can't have one taste with someone else. It's impossible. It's just not fucking... You can't get two people to agree on anything. You know what I mean? Never mind matters of, like, taste and that kind of thing. So I would always take... If Robe said that he enjoyed something, I would go and smell it. Right? And make sure. And in that way, because I knew that his taste was, like, kind of similar to mine. If he liked something, there was a good chance I'd like it. If he felt a way about a perfume, there's a good chance I would feel a similar way. Mostly. Right? And then you had other reviewers who would give you new ideas about and different ways to think about perfume. And that was like Eugene for me, you know. Eugene was completely... He thought differently about perfume. That's why we get on so well. Very different thought processes and opinions, but also similar in some ways. Do you know what I mean? Like there are some more sort of fundamental principles which we agree on more, you know? So that's how that kind of works. If you find something like that I like, so you're saying you saw my video on Shergi, if something in there resonates with you, smell the new one, smell the one that you're interested in yourself. Go out and check, always check for yourself. I wouldn't advocate anybody else blind buying, although I do it myself. But you can find people who you like vibe with, and who you sort of understand their taste. That's probably the best way of putting it. If you understand their taste, like I understand Eugene's taste quite well, and he understands my taste quite well. And even though it's not the same, since you understand it, you can use it as a reference to guide you where you want to go on, like, discovery. Discovered loads of scents through Eugene. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. So that was a very long-winded way of me saying, try it for yourself, and if you like it, get it. The second-hand market markups for Shergi are simply not worth it. Paying more than £100 for a bottle of vintage Shergi? No. I remember when it was going for like 40, 50, 60 quid. It's crackers, man. Me and DJ always talk about how the Surge madness, and it is madness. And I'm a Surge fan. Like, I bought another Surge this week. Like, I've got like 20 odd Surges, man. It's crazy. But that's just how it is. Nick says, I like Trophy's lime opening, but the whole fragrance sort of fizzles out in the dry down. I've actually got a vintage bottle of that coming as well. I just bought a 250ml bottle of Nino Cerruti Pour Homme aftershave for $100. I don't use any aftershaves, but I think this one will be strong enough to use as a perfume, says James Crowder. Welcome, James Crowder. That's a lot of juice. 250ml is a lot of juice of anything. Work on Brinda Religieuse too, not religieuse. Alan, what's the scent of the day? I don't count Shergi as a tobacco scent. I think it's an iris scent. You really need to try Genghis Khan, Rich. I'm sure you'd love this one. Yeah, I've been looking for a bottle. I know Duncan's got it. Duncan's got it. I think he's got it, sorry. I say I know he's got it. I think he's got it. Both Trophy and Lacoste OG are overrated, in my opinion. I have got the Eau de Sport. Someone was telling me, I'm in a chat with someone, and he knows his vintage fragrances, and he was like, yeah, the vintage Patou Lacoste like lasts for like an hour. And I was like, oh dear. But he was like, the Sport lasts longer. And I was like, oh, good. Oh, excuse me. Fernando Cambon is wearing L'artisan Timbuktu. How do you find it, Fernando? And welcome to you. How are you? Nick says, I implore you, buy a mini. I'll look into it, mate. Leave us, don't hurt us. I'll look into it. James Crowder says, cool, Jonathan, does it last decently? It was on Macari. I have an older bottle, says Fernando Milan. I have an older B bottle of Pamplona, and it is indeed different. I got Pamplona and Lavande Velour in the same bottle style. Yeah, they've discontinued shit tons of them, haven't they? Like, there's loads of, like, that line's been around for like 20, 25 years, and there's so many of them have just gone missing, you know? Nick says, James, that stuff's intense for an aftershave. Good move. Awesome, says James. I figured it would, given the original has great longevity. Does it smell pretty similar? Cerruti Pour Homme is very good aftershave, says Manly Sense. He should know. Nick, that Genghis Khan is very nice. Agreed. DJ says, paying the aftermarket price, Surge madness. It's crazy. See me says, thank you. I can redeem some frequent buyer points on a frag website so I can snag it for $30. It'll be a blind buy. Bloody hell, that's a lot of fragrance for $30, mate. That is a lot of fragrance for $30. It's a quality fragrance. Do you know what I mean? It's a good fragrance. It's a classic for a reason. Most classics are classics for a reason. You know, rarely do you get a fragrance that gets the kind of hype Shergi gets. You'll get the odd person who will say it's shit, but that's a matter of taste. Shergi is a pretty good scent. Do you like tobacco? Do you like iris? Do you like hay? that kind of dry, floral, warm air kind of thing. I mean, if you get it for $30, you can always sell it on for fucking more, to be honest. Spray it a few times. But stick with it. DJ says, paying the aftermarket prices for Surge Madness, you might as well paint clown makeup on your face if you pay that. James, it's identical in my opinion. Duncan sent me a bottle last year. It's great. Michael John, welcome to you. James, you have 240 ml, so you can increase longevity by dousing yourself. I'm on the fence regarding Endymion, says Ricky Tomatoes. I don't want another traditional fougere. I already have tons of those. Is it unique enough to stand out on its own? Endymion Eau de Cologne is one of the best smelling fragrances. It smells amazing, right? But the performance is fucking woeful. Woeful. I found Endymion pretty boring, but that was only in the store, says Carnival Tribute. I just got home and sitting in my mailbox are samples of Thames Fanfare. We'll try it after... Fanfare. We'll try it after I eat dinner, yum yum. I love the sandalwood oat moss dry down of Lacoste 84. Haven't tried the earlier part 2, says Nick. Point to Bone says, oh yeah, so many Aqua Allegoria has discontinued dozens of them since 99. Chergy was many people's entry into niche perfume before Creed and Parfum de Marly. Yes. When the fuck do you wear Chergy though? It's a posh night out fragrance. You don't have to wear it anytime. You can wear it whenever you want, but you don't have to wear it anytime. Chergy is monstrously overrated by DJ. I've seen the same Chergy bottle bought and sold on eBay for weeks now, lol. A dissenting voice. Endymion is a good night scent for bed, says Micah. Or a romantic night out in the 1800s, says Nick. So you know Mas Milano, says DJ, has 3 oud versions of their scents. I didn't know that. My bedtime scents are always lavender bombs, says Keith. Keeps anxiety at bay. I've been trying some old cheapy fougères like Patrick's, Crossman and Brummel. Have you tried them? Never even heard of them, mate. So you know Mas Milano has 3 oud versions of their scents. Tango oud, Russian oud tea, and Love Kills oud. I didn't know that at all. I didn't have the foggiest. Didn't have the foggiest, mate. What they're like, dare I ask? I mean, I know what you're going to say. Rush says, I always spray on a frag before bed, but I change it up every night. I usually put some stuff on my hands to test, you know, on my hands, my arms and stuff, and because I usually lie in bed for about an hour and a half before I fall asleep. I'm trying not to lie in bed as much anymore. This new fucking bed, I don't know if I told you this, I got a new bed a couple of weeks ago. We saved me money for ages. Got myself a new bed. Fuck me. What a difference that bed has made. I don't wake up like fucking feeling like I'm falling apart. It's amazing. It's brilliant. It's made a massive difference to my life. I've only had it for like a week. It's amazing. It's so firm though. You know? Like I can't explain it to you. It's not like the most comfortable. It doesn't feel like big and snuggly and like all of that sort of thing. But I fucking wake up in the morning, I'm a different man. It's brilliant. Some proper good news, that. The old bed is outside waiting to be taken away. Every time I look at it, I'm like, nasty. Find current Chergy similar to Harry's. It's like a sunny iris, says Tripler. It's a new thing. Debating on what to wear to bed, says DJ. What do you think of Etat Libre d'Orange? Point to Bone, I did a sample set series on Etat Libre d'Orange. There was like 6 videos. 5 or 6 videos on the whole thing. You know? I've got Rien. And there are many others. So if you want to know what I think, I will go into much more detail in that playlist. If you just go to my channel, check the playlist. Hey, Josie. All ood flankers need to be put on a giant bonfire, says Nick. Brummel by Puig, Patrice by many among others, Fabergé and Crossman by Cody. My power went out, so I made cocoa. Oh. I thought you meant cocoa fucking the perfume. Rotate the bed every 3 months to prolong its lifetime. Memory foam caves in over time. It's not memory foam. It's got these triple fucking, what are they called? These triple tempered spring things. It's got like an 8-year guarantee, which is quite long for a mattress now. Pardon me. Rotate the bed every you rotate the bed every month, apparently. The mattress, yes. I like a soft bed and a firm pillow. See, mine's the other way around, but I would like some firmer pillows than I've got. And the room has to be cool. Heat is my enemy. Yeah, heat's my enemy as well. It's because we're big men. You know what I mean? Big men don't like the heat. Kryptonite. A fragrance named after the original dandy needs to be seriously impressive, says Nick. See Me says, anyone have any experience with Choc de Cardin? Apparently well-reviewed older sheepra for like $15. I've never even heard of that. Choc de Cardin. I have got by Cardin Enigme, and I've been threatening to wear this as well for a while. There's just not enough fucking days in the year, man. You know what I mean? Got too many fucking perfumes, like. This is Enigme Eau de Toilette Vapo Spray 60ml 2 fluid ounce. Made in France. Distributed in the US by Tsumura International, Secaucus, New Jersey. This must be come from America, this. How did that happen? I know the bottle came from Japan, or it was bought in Japan. I might have a man in Japan who helps me with such things. Excuse me. I love Cardin Pour Homme in winter. I think Soapy Rosa Varge or lemony powder Cardin Pour Homme. Hoping a sale goes through tomorrow so I can get those Grecos, all 3 of them. I'm waiting for all 3 of them to come out so I can get samples of them. DJ's been going on about these Grecos for a while. I love Pierre Cardin Pour Homme in winter, says Nick. Manly Sense says, has anyone tried Chaps? I've tried Chaps. I don't think it's very good. On a warm winter's day, it's gorgeous. Pierre Cardin. Sorry. 44 people watching and 44 likes. Nice. That warms the cockles of my heart. I like that kind of thing. Chat, I have a hot take coming. Oh, brace yourself, chat. Jonathan says, Chaps was amongst my first frags as a young lad. Can't imagine Jonathan being like a young man. You know what I mean? Ooh. Strangely enough, 6 people have left, but 6 people have liked the stream as well. What an unusual thing to have happen. Oh, now 5 of them have come back. I can't take this. I don't like change. Just stay put. You know? God. But I appreciate all the likes. So DJ has a hot take coming. Cuir de Chine ain't great. That's the Les Indomitables. Nick says petrified of DJ's hot take. Yes, we've all felt that. We've all felt that impending sword of Damocles. You know, he's going to strike. I'm getting so many comments, Jesus. La 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 la. Burned me mouth yesterday. Is there anything worse? Well, obviously there's things that are worse, but you know what I mean? God. so rough when you burn your fucking mouth. Burn the roof of my mouth as well. So it's like, Dinner time. Cheers, Jonathan. Ricky Tomato says, Rich, what do you know about Coriander by Jean Couturier? Is it masculine enough to pull off? I know absolutely fucking nothing about that perfume. Sorry. I've got, or had, have I still got it? Couturier? I've got that. Excuse me. But I've never heard of Coriander. The masses flee. The masses flee, says Nick. Bone to Bone says, really, DJ? Just smelled for the first time 2 days ago. I found it really nice. I found Chypre Azural horrible, though. Same A says, not sure, but the modern formulation is readily available online in the US. Why don't you like about it, DJ? Same here, Nick. Rush says it's my turn to take a tablet. 5 different ones, in fact, and I hate each one of them, and they hate me as well. I will have to stay away from my Zerjoff Italica for the rest of the day. It makes me sick. Zerjoff, most Zerjoffs make me sick, mate. But do you take anything for the nausea? I've just taken an ondansetron tonight because had a bit of a funny tummy. And I thought, fuck, I'm not dropping methotrexate on top of that. Bollocks. I'm not going to lie, I find it hard to pull off some feminines like Aromatics Elixir. So I tried Cinnabar by Estee Lauder. Lauder. Tried that. Like, I've tried it loads of times before and I really like the opening, but it dries down to an old woman perfume. And I would really want to love it, but I'm being honest with myself and I'm like, I couldn't wear this. I wouldn't wear this. I really like the smell. But it smells old, granny, pissy kind of thing, you know. Paul the Femo says all the Zerjoff I've tried made me sick. They're overpriced and not good. I agree. DJ says, Josie, for those wondering why I don't think it's great, it doesn't feel like a perfume. It feels more like a showcase of the material house. While it smells nice, it feels singular. So not great. It takes a very long time to figure out which feminines are congruent with my style, says Nick. It's the best way to be, though. Being thorough. You know? Oh. Well, friends. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired. And I'm getting more tired. And I feel my performance is flagging. And it's not fair on you if my performance is flagging. Rush says, yes, I do use something for the nausea, something that's legal in Canada but not legal in most places. A natural remedy, one might say, very fragrant. Yeah, it's good. It's good for the nausea, isn't it? I'll leave it at that. I don't smoke, but you can get like oil if you know the right person in this country. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm tired. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Oh, Eugene says that's what I need. Aromatics Elixir. You do need that. Quickly get a vintage from someone. But yes, I'm gonna go. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for talking to us and hanging out with us. Thank you very much for liking and being lovely. I will see you all again soon, friends. Good night.